Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I am going to be showing you my favorite concealers and brighteners for the under eye area. I have some drugstore options as well as some higher end options. I'm gonna go through each one and tell you why I like it, when I would use that particular product. I also have a couple powder brighteners that I wanna show you as well. I know a lot of you, especially those with more mature under eyes, maybe some more fine lines around the eye area, are very hesitant to use powders. So I'm gonna show you the products that are definitely gonna work better for you as well. So if you're interested in hearing about my favorite highlighters and brighteners for the under eye area, mature skin friendly, then please keep on watching. So I wanted to get started with the concealers that I use on myself personally, the ones that I reach for on a daily basis when I'm doing my own makeup. If you've watched any of my tutorials, you've seen these before. So let's start with the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer. I've been using these for a long time, ever since they came out. My personal shade, excuse me, my personal shade is Vanilla or Canelle, which is a newer shade. Vanilla is a little bit better, I found, for more of a brightening effect. Other popular colors that I use on clients are custard or ginger. Those are going a little bit darker. But if you're my skin tone and you want some brightening, I would go with the vanilla. The Canelle has a little bit more of a corrector tone, like almost like an orangier, warmer tone. So if you're looking to correct, then you can go for that one. If you're looking for more brightening, then go for the vanilla. And what I like about these is the consistency. First of all, if you've never seen this before, it is a wand applicator, almost like a lip gloss wand. And it's just very creamy and high coverage, but not so creamy that it settles into the fine lines around the eyes. Because for me, anytime I use any type of cream concealer, any type of high coverage concealer, there's just no doubt that it's going to crease on me. Every single one that I have tried, like Bobbi Brown or Becca's, she has like a color correcting, like an extreme high coverage product. They just crease on me. Anything that is just too creamy and too thick will no doubt crease on me, even if it is set with the powder. And I hate that. Like, I'll put a creamier concealer on, I'll be testing it out. I'll go out shopping or wherever I catch myself in a mirror and I'll look and I'll just kind of be mortified by how cakey and how just old it made my eyes look. So obviously nobody likes that look. So I really like this one because I don't ever get that with this. So before I move on, I just want to say one thing very briefly. Anytime you see a video like this where it's somebody's favorites or they're claiming something to be the best, it is obviously just their opinion. You may have tried some of these products and thought they were garbage. And so you and I just have different opinions or had different experiences with these products. I am obviously only going on my personal experience and my experience using them on clients. So that's why I decided to do this video and say that they are the best, because they're the best in my opinion. So moving along, my next favorite, and these aren't really in any particular order, I'm just kind of showing you as I grab them. This is a newer product. It's called Tarte Shape Tape. I know you've probably seen this if you watch a lot of YouTube videos. It's been on a lot of tutorials that I've seen lately. A lot of people are trying it and loving it. I am in the shade Light because I do like a more brightening effect for my under eyes. This is also a big, like a lip gloss wand, only jumbo sized, and it covers a lot of area and it goes a really long way. So when I see people taking this and doing like a huge, like, you know how a lot of people when they highlight, they will do a inverted like triangle under the eye and they take this and cover the whole eye area. Oh my God, for me, that would cover my entire face if I started blending that out with a beauty blender. I use just a very small amount and then I blend it out into that triangle shape. I don't go very heavy handed and make that shape. I just put a little bit like right in here and then pat it out with my beauty blender into that triangle shape. And if you want to do your forehead, your nose, I even pat some on my lid. This is just has amazing coverage. It lasts all day and also does not settle into fine lines. I'd say it's a little bit less creamy than the NARS. But so if you're somebody who also doesn't like a real creamy concealer, this is excellent. I'm really happy with this, especially if those of you with more mature skin were concerned. I did not find it to settle into fine lines, and it did hold up all day, and it has excellent high coverage. So moving on to a drugstore concealer. Actually, I'll do both drugstore concealers right now. This one is the Instant Age Rewind. This one I use personally when I am in a hurry. Like if I just need to do my makeup super quick, I will just take this. It takes several clicks to get it started. If you've never seen this before, this is what it looks like. It has like a little spongy rounded tip, and you just have to click it up several times to get it started. But then after a while, it only takes maybe 2 or 3 clicks to get the product out of the top. Okay, maybe more than that. Now, hopefully, maybe you can see, it comes out the top like that. And then what I do, it's really, really soft on the skin. Ooh, you can see a lot came out there. This is the light pale. I just draw that little triangle shape, blend it out. It's just easy. And it's high coverage. It's not quite as long wearing, I don't find, as the other two I just showed you. But for a drugstore concealer, especially if you have fine lines around the eyes, especially if you have had issues with concealers caking up around the eye area, this is a fantastic concealer. And once again, if you're in a hurry, I mean, it's just really, really good. And the shade range, especially for those with fairer skin, is really good. There also is something called Neutralizer, I believe, and something called Corrector. So I think there's one that's more yellow and one that's more green, maybe. I could be wrong. So another excellent concealer at the drugstore, also from Maybelline, is the Fit Me concealer. You may have seen this on social media, and I know a lot of other popular YouTubers use this as well. Many will say that it is a dupe for the NARS Radiant, and I would say agree and disagree. I think overall, yes, it has great coverage and it doesn't settle into lines and is long wearing, which, as you can tell by now, are the 3 most important things to me personally in a concealer. I would say that the coverage is not quite as much and the wear isn't quite as good with the NARS Radiant. I could go morning to night. With this one, I'd probably want to touch up after maybe 5 or 6 hours. So some of you might be curious if I have a preference between the Instant Age Rewind or the Fit Me. I would have to say no. I find them both to be very equal in terms of coverage, wear, and settling under the eyes. So if you just are looking for a drugstore, more budget-friendly concealer, I don't think you could go wrong with either of these, to be honest. Up next is a concealer that has been in my kit for years. It is the MAC Pro Longwear Concealer. This one is very high coverage, very long wearing, but it is not as good for those of you who have the more fine lines or have issues with cakiness in the under eye area. Like I said in the very beginning, sometimes those creamier concealers have a tendency to, obviously they're gonna be thicker, so they have more of a likelihood of settling into fine lines under the eyes and looking heavier. But I keep this one in my kit because it works for the majority of people, especially if you set it with a nice smoothing under eye brightener or powder. It also works as a foundation. If you have very oily skin, you can actually use this with a damp beauty blender as your foundation because it comes in so many shades. Obviously, it's gonna go very, very quickly if you use it as your daily foundation, but you not only can use it, you know, if it's a special occasion, you want extra flawless coverage, so you can use it that way as your foundation, or you can mix it in with another foundation if you desire more coverage. So lots of uses for this product. The only trouble is that the pump tends to pump out way too much product. You have to be so careful when pumping it onto your hand or wherever you're pumping it onto, a brush, or I usually put it on my hand and then use a brush or a beauty blender, or actually I'll put it on the back of my hand and use my finger to touch it up underneath my eyes here. But yeah, it can go shooting across the room, way too much comes out. So I wish there was a way, I actually have heard of some people pumping it into a smaller container and then just using it that way, which is not a bad idea. Now, probably my most favorite concealer for those of you with dark circles, very mature skin, is going to be this one by PerfeKt Cosmetics. It is a little messy. I apologize for the way this one looks. But it is, the brand is called PerfeKt, and I'll put everything down below. It's Skin Perfection Conceal. And the trouble with this is it only comes in like 3 or 4 shades. You can get this brand at Ulta, and I believe it's Sephora as well. And then I'm gonna guess they have their own website. And it is a squeeze tube concealer. This is the only squeeze tube concealer I'm showing you actually. So you squeeze a little bit out. And so it's more of like a whipped consistency versus a creamy, heavy consistency. It blends out almost to a soft powder finish. If you would like to see this one in action, you can go to the video of makeup on my mom. I did use this on her. I used this when I used to freelance at Ulta. I would use this. I actually freelanced for a different brand, but the concealer that they had was okay, but it was not great for mature skin. So I always, if I had a mature skin client or somebody with severely dark circles that I knew the brand I was representing just wouldn't cover, I would go grab this concealer because it was just amazing. Instantly their dark circles would be gone. It was kind of disappointing because they'd immediately be like, oh, I want to buy that concealer. And then it would take away from their budget that they might have had towards purchasing from the brand I was promoting. So that's my own, you know, I think I'm a good salesperson, but I'm honest to a fault. I want to give people, because I'm an artist first and I'm a people pleaser. So the combination of being a people pleaser, honest, and a makeup artist makes me only want to give people the things that I know are really going to work for them. So that right there is the main reason why I've sort of retired from doing freelance makeup in the retail sector, because I would just much prefer to do lessons and wedding makeup and that type of thing using the products that I choose from a variety of different brands and not having just to push just one. So next I want to show you one of my favorite under eye brighteners. This one is from Fiona Stiles. It is a makeup line you can find at Ulta. Fiona is a celebrity makeup artist who came out with her line. I don't know, I have a video on it. I think it might have been last January or February. And if you want to see this in action, you can also look at my Fiona Stiles video because I do use it there. But you know what, I think I'm going to show you right now because this is something that you can put on over a concealer. Maybe you have a concealer that you like for the coverage and the wear, but you want it to be a little bit brighter, or you feel like it doesn't, you need a pick-me-up in the middle of the day. This is kind of like a YSL Touche Clot type of product where it's a click pen, and the color I'm using is, it's just called Light Illusion Perfecting and Brightening Stilo. I'll see if I can find the shade that I'm in and put it down below. But what you do is you do a couple clicks, and this is peachy toned. So it really has that nice brightening effect. And so I put a little bit in the inner corner by my nose and then down here, and then you can take a sponge or your finger, and it just gives such a beautiful brightening effect. I don't know if you can see, it just brightened up versus this eye. So I love to carry this one in my purse and just touch up with this if I feel like I need a little kind of pick me up. Finally, a couple of brightening powders that I like to use. I do own the Laura Mercier Secret Brightening Powder. I couldn't find it. I have so much stuff and in so many different places, I don't know where I put it. I personally don't use it that much because I just find it's a little messy. I don't know, sometimes you just have little quirks with your makeup, don't you? Like you just feel like you like a product, but something about it just doesn't work for you, so you don't reach for it that much. And what doesn't work for me on this one is just how careful I have to be, like not getting it everywhere, and I don't know, it's just a weird quirk of mine. So I prefer to use brighteners that are in compacts, and my favorites, if you watch my videos at all, you've seen this a million times, it is the Manna Kadar C2 powder. If you know Crispy, who's like a YouTuber that has like a couple million subscribers, she uses this as her under eye concealer. I can't do that, it's not enough for me. So I just use this with a brush and brighten my under eyes and set the concealer that I put down first. Other good options for that same purpose would be the MAC Mineralize Skinfinish in Light. That's for if you have similar skin to mine. I also have some darker ones in my kit, because obviously if you're of darker skin, the light's gonna be way too light. So you might want light medium. I believe it comes in light plus. There's also a medium. So go to the MAC counter if you can and play around with it. But the consistency is really, really nice. It's really soft. I don't find that it gets into those lines at all, and it just gives a really nice brightening effect. And finally, my other favorite for brightening the under eye area or setting concealer is the banana powder from the Anastasia Beverly Hills Contour Kit. It's a little bit of a drier consistency, so be careful if you do have very, very dry under eyes with this one. I might suggest the MAC over this one. And then I've heard good things about the Kat Von D contour kit, that has some good brightening powders in it as well. I have yet to try it. I was gonna get it, but then I heard that she's coming out with a refillable palette, so I'd rather wait for that one. Anyway, so that's the Banana, and this is great for travel. I always take this contour kit for travel because it has obviously my contour color and then the color that I can use to set my concealer, and I don't have to take up space with one of these. So that's it, guys. Those are my favorite products for concealing and brightening the under eye area. I have tried some more like high-end concealers like La Prairie or Clé de Peau. Clé de Peau is always like in the InStyle Best of Beauty, but I don't find that they're that great to justify the cost. So I wanted to keep the products I showed you either drugstore or, you know, kind of your moderate high-end cosmetic. And I really don't personally see a reason to go spend 70 plus on a concealer. Again, I've tried them. They're not like that amazing in my opinion. So I know some of you might have tried these concealers in the past. Some may have worked, some may have not. As I said earlier, it's just my opinion. It's just what works for me and for the clients, and just a lot of trial and error throughout the years. I have tried many, many others. If you're interested in a concealer, in a video of products I don't like, then, you know, I could possibly do that too, if you're interested. So if you did like the video, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe if you have not already. You can also follow me on my social media. I have an Instagram and a Snapchat. Both are Risa Does Makeup, and I have Twitter. I don't really tweet that much, but if you'd like to follow me, then go right ahead, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Thanks for watching.